sad about it, so sad about it.
Hey everybody, it's the Coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. On deck, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, is Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, things haven't gone exactly according to plan to this point. But, boy, you and I down there with them before the game, they were fired up.
And they understand how important this game is. Win this one, they can start to think about a turnaround.
Are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. The defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. And we look now at the Lions offense.
And this certainly doesn't seem like an ideal situation for them because they're coming in on a losing streak, and they get the quick turnaround right here to Thursday night. But maybe that's for the best. Get right back on the horse and go at it again and not dwell on the losing that they've had in recent weeks.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Well, certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14. They're going to look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So return is Taylor. A great return there of 22 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Milton. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. And now a look at the offense for Chicago.
And they should be set up for a big game. They have one of the hottest offenses in the league. They're coming in riding a winning streak, but we've seen these quick turnaround games really wreak havoc with what you've done previously. Hopefully they simplified their offense, and they'll just let their playmakers go out and do what they do best.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Young. Touchdown, Chicago! DK Metcalf hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. 2nd and 10. They'll run the screen with Mack. And he'll wind up losing yardage here, back at the 21-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here, 3rd and 14.
On the ready. 54, right there. 54, Mike. Who that?
They'll look to throw. He finds his man Johnson. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And this offense is going to be set up with a 1st and 10 inside the 15. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Time to roll through the starters defensively for Detroit. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Young, the quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you...
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 25th touchdown, tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season as the Bears push further out in front. And there you go, nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Rosas good with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a 1st down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Now this throw caught left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards. On first down, Taylor. And some room to roam now. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. 2nd and 9 now. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Into the hands of his running back, Marlon Mack. And he'll be stopped short of the first down, right around the 18-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And his kick is indeed good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Now right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
He's checking crap.
They'll run on first down. Milton. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 2nd down, Milton. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down.
Check three. Check. What? Crash.
It'll be Love to try and get the first. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
On first down, Milton. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest game, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Under 10. Check 15.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards there and a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll try to throw now. Young. Forced, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Christian Wilkins able to get him for a loss of about 3. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. We talk about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. They'll run on first down. Milton. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Let's go, D. Check, somebody go.
On second down now, Milton. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Hey, you don't want to see. You don't want to. Switch. Check. Same one. Check 25. Put up.
On first down, Milton. There he goes again. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Jim. 25. Check 25. Check. Go. Switch gears.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. A great play there. His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. As the Bears push further out in front. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And he's got his target. That's more. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. They'll drop the throw. He finds Taylor, complete.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Johnson's got it complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 32-yard line. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and CD in a minute. First, it's time to take a look at what we've got coming your way this weekend in the NFL. We'll start in the early window and begin up in Minneapolis. A tough one for the homestanding Vikings as they'll square off against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Lots to look forward to in the late games as well. One of the best being in Philadelphia, where we find the Eagles taking on the New Orleans Saints. And finally, a good one scheduled for Monday Night Football between the New York Jets and what equates to be a very tough opponent. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. This one fielded at the 5. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on Here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. 25 yards there on the catch and run. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Looking to throw, Young, escaping the pressure right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
Well, he strung it out as far as he could, and I like the fact that he kept his eyes downfield, but he finally ran out of time and room. But I'll take that over forcing it downfield and possibly having it intercepted.
Looking to throw again on second down. Young. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 12-yard line. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Young. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown as the Bears push further out in front. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Rosas to add the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Watch 54. Watch 54. I got you. I got you. I got you. You're almost.
They'll look to throw here, and he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Taylor now returning it. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Let's go. 51 somebody. Short. Yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
A 1st down throw for Young. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Got out of the pocket, didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Say. You're out. Shift. Back.
On 2nd down, Milton. Oh, he's got some breathing room. The try. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a 1st down.
And having built that kind of a lead, they're able to do whatever they want right now. All momentum on their side, especially now running the football.
Yeah, you talk about a defense being on their toes. They don't know what's going to hit them next at this point.
No, they went from toes to heels, and they're trying to figure out how to get back to the toes part.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10.
Kill.
They'll keep it on the ground. Milton. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 2nd and 9, Young, and it's caught. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A 15-yard touchdown grab as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
You know, in golf, they often talk about playing the course and not worrying about what the other players are doing, what their scores are. That's essentially what we're seeing from this offense. They're just having fun and doing what they feel like doing today.
Rosas now to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive, 4 plays, and it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground. But that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And let's see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Down, 50, plant. Check, 55 to Mike. I want that. Give me that ball, defense. 5.
They'll set up to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Jalen Smith in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
They just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here comes the Lions punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And he'll take it just outside the 40. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Bears take over. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
SOS. Hell go. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creep.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter play. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. They'll keep it on the ground. Milton. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
To throw, Young. Buying time to his left. He may try and run for this. Gain of 9 that time on the scramble. 1 yard shy of the marker, and it brings up 4th.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down.
Check your hot read. You go tight. Go. You got tight right there. Watch the safety.
Here we go on 4th down. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
51 the mic, boy. 51.
Young will set to throw. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. DK Metcalf with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Rosas good with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. That time a 6-play drive, and the end result is a Bears touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out now come the Lions. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Back to throw here. And he's going to go down again.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now back to throw. That is caught by the former Gator Antonio Callaway. A very solid gain of 27. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. They'll look to throw. Complete. It's Johnson. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, It's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a fourth down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
They'll run on first down. Milton. And they'll get him down up past the 15. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Well, not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
You got nothing. 51's
Young here to throw. This pass complete to Higgins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. Young looks to throw on first down. Open man is Higgins. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
56, the mic, boys. 56. Check, 56.
To throw again on second down. Young. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Ready. Mike 51. Let's go.
First and 10, Young. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. The fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And that will extend this big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Here I come again. Here I come.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Johnson the intended target, and it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Bears, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Lions, it's another week with more questions than answers as they fall to 3-9. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.